Welcome to DIY with Gayle in the Ketchikan Public Library. Hello, family, friends, and neighbors. I can't believe it. This is our 100th video. 100 videos. It also, on March 19th, was my 4-year anniversary with DIY with Gayle in the Ketchikan Public Library. When we started this, it was COVID. We were asked to come up with something that could keep us in touch with you guys. And this was my idea. A craft room with all my crafts and just spewing out crafts. And here we are 4 years later. We did have a couple of videos go crazy. Make your own mask. That one got over 1,000 views, which was totally cool. And that was on Facebook. I also had a, what do you call it? Oh, the lighthouse made out of the clay pots. On YouTube, that one's up over 8,000 views. So we have had some fun. I hope you have some favorites. Drop your favorite in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And today, I'm actually going to share with you how to make a book bag or a grocery bag, whatever you want to call it. They are simple, easy bags with a little tiny bit of origami. I can't handle origami. I'm not very good with folds and all of that. So this is super duper simple. And here we go. I'd like to show you my bags. I made from Barbie size, which is 3 by 2.5. Okay, this is totally reversible. Then I've made one here. This one's 9 by 8. 15 by 14. Like I said, reversible, totally reversible. This one is 15 by 16. As you can see, I didn't go by size so much as what I had in fabric. This one requires 2 pieces of material, 19 by 17, and the straps are 28 by 3 inches, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. This one is perfect for the children's ebooks. Same with this one. We're getting a little smaller here. So let's do this. Alrighty, I have taken 2 pieces of fabric. This is usually folded just like this. You have a fold edge along here, and you have a selvage edge over here, okay? And we're pretending that's not cut off yet, but this is the size it will lay out, just taking it off the bolt. I have measured it, let's see, how long is this one? 18 inches. This one's 18 inches, and it measures out at, with the strap still attached, 22. Okay, so that's your 44 off the bolt. Then what I've done is I've come over here. I'm going to cut off 3 inches, and that's going to be our strap. So I just measure it 3 inches. Okay. Now, because I can't cut like that, I'm taking a secondary and placing it here next to it. And then pull that one away. Do your cut. Zip. And that's all it is. There's your bag. Now we just put it together. Super duper simple. And for this video, I have made a head. Here's our 2 pieces of fabric. We're going to open it up and make a hem across the top, which is just fold down once and iron, and fold down a second time and iron, making sure both of them are measured equally. Fold it back in half, wrong way out, wrong way. We want to see that flap. Okay, we want to see it the wrong way. Okay, once you've ironed your tops down like that, we're going to put our two pieces back together. Okay. Like I said, the fold is here, the selvage is here. Throw a couple of pins in it to make sure that it stays, because we especially want our top to be totally even. Now we're going to take it to the sewing machine, okay? And I'm going to do it upside down. We are going to fold edge here, sew here, okay? One more time. Two sides, that's it. Two sides. All right, let's go to that. All right, we've got it in, and just stitch around that corner. Remember not to run over your pins, and needle down when you turn. I got a pucker. I'm not quite sure why, but we're going with it. Remove that needle, pin. Needle down if your little flap comes up, put it back down. We're going to do a back and forth so it holds really good. All right, so I have sewn down and around, okay? Let's go back to the table here. And now comes the really cool part. So I want this one to be my outside bag. This is what I've got right here. So I'm going to put my fingers all the way down to the ends here. Oops, let's pop those. We need to cut those off. The corner piece, just so our corners lay nice. Those two little corners there. All right, fingers in, pull it around, and it's just going to encase that red one. Look at that. Okay. Poke out your corners, get everything laid nice, and then come on back up here to the top so we can even out our edges. I'm going to pin it just to hold it there. Now we're going to put this aside for a moment, and we're going to go to our handles. Now these are the items that the 3 inches that we clipped off the side of the material there. And what we're going to do is we are going to take it apart. There are 4 strips when you do this. We want to place right sides together, making an L. Okay? So let me say that again. It's laid down, right side up. Right side facing down on this one, so the right sides meet, making an L. Okay? You can stick a pin in there if you need to. We're going to go back to the sewing machine, making an L. When you get to the sewing machine, your L is going to lay like that. There's a point here and a point here. We are going to sew those. So turn your L until it's laying nice and flat and your needle is lined up with that point. If you need to make a chalk line or something, go for it. I just placed my finger at this other one and we're gonna go for it. Nice and easy, aiming toward that other corner and just run it off. When you're done, it will look like this. And what we're gonna do is open it up, and that gives us a nice long one. So let's go back over here. I'm going to trim this piece off. And then we're gonna have to iron it. Now this is what I consider the hardest part of this project, is the handles. And it's not that it's hard, it just takes longer. It's the longest part of it. Try and open this. I did trim this one quite close, but try and open those so they lay flat. It just makes it so there's not a big old bunch of material in there. See? And then, once you get that laid flat, all we're going to do is turn it and place right sides together again. Take it back to the sewing machine and we're going to make a tube. Now, try and get your material to about here. If you do it on the first one, the 1/4 inch, I find that when I'm turning it right side out, I keep pulling the threads apart and I end up with a hole in my handle. We do not want a hole, so keep it over there a little bit. We have 3 inches to work with. Okay, we're coming up on that part that we sewed together. You may want to slow down a little bit when you get there, just to make it go over nice and easy. We did not sew our ends at all. Our ends are open because they'll be hidden inside the purse or bag. And you can see by my little squirrely sewing there, this is a completely forgiven little project. If things don't line up, it's okay. Now we're turning it right side out. I won't do all of this on camera because it takes a while. Maybe not with this one. It looks like it's actually going pretty good. So just get it all turned right side out. And I'll come back when I'm done. Alrighty, I have got it turned right side out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lay it down, and we want that seam right down the center. Okay? Right down the center of our strap. And we're going to iron that. With this project, ironing is essential. Lots of ironing. Make sure everything is ironed. Like I said, making that seam go right down the middle. And I've cheated. Oh, here, before I tell you I cheated. I did the other handle while off screen. All right, let's go back to the sewing machine. We are going to run a couple of lines of thread down here to help firm and keep this nice and strong. So we're going to do some top stitching on this one. Okay, here we go. This one you can do that 1/4 inch because we're not going to turn it, it's not going to pull apart or anything, and it'll be perfect for keeping things nice. As I said, this will just firm things up and make your strap be able to handle all that weight. That was that seam, the cross seam. And we're going to go the other side. We're going to do it again. This one we're just going to run it right down here. I'm using the, you can see the little plastic on the foot. I'm just running the foot down the edge. Down the other side. And of course you can use red, you know, to the color to match your thing, but I want white because you guys can see it. All right, let's go back to the table. I'm going to clip strings with my dullest pair of scissors that I own. All right, I'm going to bring our bag back up here. Take one of our straps. This one has the seam right here. I want that seam up toward me, and then I'm going to place the handle between the two pieces of fabric here. I'm going to make it about 2 inches over, and then I'm going to pin it. I'm placing it in between the two pieces of fabric here. Throw that one out of the way. Same with this one. Place the seam upwards, then you're going to take the handle and put it in here. Line it up with that other one. And I'm just pinning them in place. Now, I'm going to measure my handles to make sure they're the same, And they're the same. I just wanted to make sure that I put enough in there to make them the same. Now all we're going to do is we're going to sew around the top of our little bag here. First, I'm going to add a few pins to make sure everything is where it should be and stays where it should be. This is sewn here, so it should be fine, but I want to make sure that there's not a pucker here between my handle and my other. And to make it so it's up, because look, I have a little bit up here, so it's gonna puff up there a little bit, and I just want it to be as close as possible. And that actually looks pretty close. All right, let's make sure I've got everything now. Put this one better. I don't want the red sticking out over the top of the purple. It probably will a little bit anyway, but that's what I'm working towards, is not having it all stick out. Okay, let's make sure we got everything. Lay that one a little better. All right. Over to the sewing machine. I'm going to start on the seam side. And I'm just going to do around the edge of that, like a beautiful little top stitch. Okay. That is not going to work for me unless I put it down like that. Let's do this. There we go. I had to get those straps out of the way. All right, I'm going to start on this side, about a 1/4 inch. Here we go. Remember, do not sew over those pins. And then I'm going to give it a little back and forth on the edge here, on the edge of that little strap, just to give it that extra. Okay, we're gonna have to stop. I'm having some issue here. Oh yeah, I'm having issue here. Let's stop. So sometimes things go horribly wrong. Yes, and that's what they make this for. This is called a seam ripper. If you haven't seen one and you're a sewer, oh my, you're doing so good. It's used to help take apart what you have a problem with. And I have a problem. See you when I get it picked apart. Alrighty, I have rethreaded my sewing machine, picked out all of the bad sewing problems. Try and get as many of those strings out of there as you can, because if you sew over them, you're going to end up having a mess again. All right, let's give it a try and see what happens. The funny thing is I did hear that. I just didn't stop to look, and I am stopping this time. Okay, we're doing good. Sometimes it happens. I don't know why. It just takes a rethreading to fix it, and all is well. So let's get around the top of this correctly this time. Now we're still going to stop and do the back and forth on each of those handles just to make them sturdier. And I have a pin in there. Back and Check. Looking good. That's what we want to see. Okay, we're coming right around to where we started. Go slow over that seam, a little back and forth on that one, and we're going to do it one more time around, just like we did on the straps, for strength and holding those straps down. And this is our last time. And I'm just putting the zipper foot, or the, the presser foot right next to the thread there. And we're just going to whip around just like that. Same thing on those straps though. We do want to do that double. Sure to keep those handles out of the way so you don't run them over. And here we are again. Clip your threads. And then you have a cute little bag. And like I said, this little bag is totally reversible. Now I like doing it with the different colored handles. If you don't go for it, cut out what you want. Okay, so there it is. I will have them at the library today. Today is the day before Easter. If you are celebrating Easter, happy Easter. Enjoy. Enjoy your family day. All right. We'll see you at the library.